Perfect. Okay. Hopefully everything is in working order. All right, so then I can turn off that preview there. And then grab this. Grab my channel. Okay. Then okay, so we got that sent there. Then go to this one over here. Here is the promo channel. Where to go? Wait, where is it? I know I saw it on here. It seems to be gone on that one. I don't know. Oh well. Oh wait, no. There it is. Just buried. Here we go. And then have that open. All right. Now we can get started. Stretch. Okay. We'll see just how bad the stream actually gets later. And keep that in the foreground so I can see the chat when it comes up. All right, let's get started. Get things going here. Get the reference. Oh, so this needs to go into that one there. This. Yeah. This. Be X. We'll just get that for scale. Y. Something center. It's about there. What the? Oh, Jesus, the freaking poses. Clear the poses. We want stand simple. That's going to be annoying. Can we lock these? Yeah, did it again. Well, that's going to get really annoying if that's just going to push the character around a bunch. Well, alright, so what was I doing again? One. What the hell? Okay, this needs to stop. This needs to ignore. Miscellaneous. Okay, so Control L. Control L to lock it. Close that. Keep that simple. Alright. That needs to get moved. Ay. Why is it not flipping? Ay. Okay, what is... This is getting annoying. Wait, where was the option? Settings. Mode, others, general 2. General. Display. Monitor sensitivities, update interval. Yeah, no, these are fine. Miscellaneous, maybe. Hotkey list. Global hotkey mode off. Okay, maybe now. To do Control 1. There we go. Okay, because the global hotkey on that decided to eat the input. That's better. Okay, so now I can turn that off and I can ignore that being a thing. What's up, Kage? I haven't streamed in forever. Also, Gura has 200,000 people. That's insane. We'll do Shift D. No, Control. Okay. Can I not do people? Okay, now we go. And this one, want axis aligned. And G, X. Move that one to here, just so we can have that on the axis aligned. The axis aligned. Don't want it in perspective. And I want this on the back. And this on the front. There we go. How's my audio sound, by the way, Kage? Is it super quiet, or also is like there much frame dropping? Because it seems like I don't have any frame dropping. And make these unselectable. And we'll do everyone's favorite. Delete that, go into edit mode, object mode, add modifier, mirror with clipping. Alrighty then. So far, Wi-Fi is actually turning out pretty good. Come on, there it is. And also want to add a multi-resolution. And we shall simple subdivide. We shall move that to last. Okay, cannot move it to last. And I can't see it in edit mode. Boo. Okay, so then... okay, so that's going to give it multiple subdivisions. I do not want... And delete higher. You know what we'll do? Keep it down to 2 and delete the higher. And we'll keep that open. Okay, so we want to have that. And you shall bring this down to here. I have to get my fingers back in shape for all my shortcuts. All of my little fingers need to get back into muscle memory. Let's see. Do a double split here. And I think actually I just want to bring this one. No, not I don't know why I want X. Bring that out about there. Bring this up to about there. And GX. Bring that to about there. And actually scale this in about there. Remove that. Scale that in to about there. Then these two for the back. Then these for the stomach, the pelvis. That one gets moved in like so. Let's see here. So we got GX. GX. Yeah, I've got motion capture on my hands for free. Found this really neat program called XR Animator on Linux. And it seems to work pretty damn good. Okay, so we want his hips to not be too large. Actually, we're going to need them to be fairly big for the rest of the body. Okay, we will need to do this. And do this. And do the same thing for this one. Okay, that looks good. I will need that to be actually, wait, no, maybe. No, I don't want the vertex, I want the face out. There we go. Then Shift W. That does shear. What was the? Oh, it's F3. Yeah, there we go. We need smooth vertices. That's what we need. And does not do what I initially wanted. If I do it on just these. No. Try that again. And then, no. Also not what I wanted. There was generally a way to go about this in a different way, but I think that we'll have to do. And then just scale that out. I might have to add another loop cut here. Then really think that's gonna do that. So instead, maybe do smooth vertices. Do my command? No. So with the setup that I have right now, none of my commands from the VTuber Plus are working because this is not using VTuber Plus. Unfortunately, I will eventually figure out how to get that working. If I have to actually have VTuber Plus working on top of this, yeah, no bucket. None of that is set up. So no objects to throw around, but apparently I can punch myself in the face. And it's not doing it. Whatever. But I mean, hey, finger tracking. Do one for there. And okay, so that's actually a bit too much. And that should work. Let's scale that up. Then I can smooth these. I'll choose that as well. Yeah. So we'll move these ones down. Then deselect that one. G with O. Turn on that. Here we go. And then do that. I want to say that one will be the pectoral muscle. Yes. Okay, so then we'll grab that, bring it back up and in. It's part of the back. Then get rid of that. Make sure that's not selected. Leave those vertices. Extrusion. And then we'll do an edge slide. Where's that? Maybe it's under Control E. Edge slide. There it is. Do the same thing here. Control E, edge slide. And bring that forward a bit more. Okay. Not too bad. It's a good starting point. Melding muscles, yes. Because at least with this, we just have to get the basic shape, and then the modifiers will do a lot of the heavy lifting for me. And I'll shrink these a bit more. That's not too bad, but I don't really like what that's doing. Not entirely sure why it's doing that, but it'll probably go away as soon as I make some arms. So we'll get that there, and then we'll do the other side. Line that about there. Actually, his arms should go a little further. It's the only real big downside with these arms being brought back the way they are, because they're bent backwards. Getting them in the right position is always going to be problematic. And then we'll get the hands. Actually, roughly about the belly button. Yeah, elbow should be about the belly button, which is exactly here. So right about there. And then that wrist goes down towards where the knees go. That just looks bizarre. It's a little bit too much. If we bring this up to above where the belly button goes, shorten this up. Maybe. We'll see. Alright, and we'll also do this bit and extrude the legs. It's gonna look really weird at first. And I think it was Control B smooth. And maybe where the butt starts. However, that's going to be problematic for obvious reasons. I might have to do some insetting. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do some insetting. Get that moved over to there. Yeah, having this end gun here is not quite ideal. Let's see. So we have display. Okay, so I don't really want to touch all these. Clipping is only up to 0.001 meters, so that distance isn't too bad, actually. Alright, so this is mostly just, an underlying mesh just to get the base format anyway, so I don't really have to worry about detailing at the moment. Yeah, it's gonna get real bizarre looking. I mean, I could potentially add another one up there, but don't really want to do that. So what if instead... I think I can split this open. Let's try that real fast. Let's move these over. Turn off that. So if I do this, delete that edge, split that like so, and then I could have a triangle there, or I can have another split. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. Have another split. So we'll grab these. Control E, slide, bring that over. Nope. There, problem solved. And that'll give me back of the knee type deal here. It should do for now. So then he has digigrade legs with long feet, so we need to bring that back to here. Let's do that. So bring this forward. Bring that back like about here. And then bring that forward to about there, I think. Yep. Nice. Okay, so then wait a second. I did that backwards. I'll go to the side view here. I knew something looked funky. Alright, so we got the toes there. Ankle here. Knees here. I think the knee should come down a bit. About there. We can do the rip again. Actually. Get rid of that face. And rip the whole thing open. No. Okay, so we don't want that. Yeah, no. So let's do. There we go. Oh, I missed one. There we go. Much better. Then, nope. What was it? Do what's Control F? Grid fill? No. F3. We're going to. What was it? Bridge edge. It was bridge. Edge loops. There we go. And then I can just add a cut there. Fill that. And fill. There. Okay, so drag that down, drag that up. these will be like the ankles. So that's going to be brought upwards. That be the shin. So this part needs to be more prominent. Actually, I'll bring that part down. Do need to bring that over. Got a new graphic tablet. Nice. What model did you get? Anything specifically fancy? You sent me an image. Ah, so you did. Oh, nice. You got a video tablet. Canvas 22. And I got the Cintiq 22. 22 seems to be a good size. Things just work. Let's see if I do. That. Puff out them cheeks. Cake that ass up. Ugh. Oh my god, what the hell? I think his ass imploded. Your implants have gone really wrong. They popped. Okay. So let's fix that. Oh god. Oh, that was too funny. Okay, let's see here. Bring that over. Bring that in. Soften that a bit. Yeah, that should work. And get rid of that mirror real quick. Need this. over here. Keep that one there, move that one inwards. Get that natural looking divot. I don't know what is going on with this. This is bizarre. Multi-res. Yeah, no, that is not really doing much of anything. Plate higher. We just get rid of that and then re-add it. We'll do a simple subdivide. Yeah, I think it was just getting weird because it started off from the cube. You didn't know how to keep itself going properly. It's a much better looking setup here. Alright, let's get a foot fixed up here. Actually, don't do that just yet. We need scale that along the Z. Flatten that out a bit. Yeah, that'd work. Okay, now I can add this. Let's do this real quick. Oh no, we have a non-matching number of quads along the other side. Well, shit. That's going to be annoying. So, what if I instead... No, that's not going to do it. I don't have any other n-gons forming or awkwardly angled polygons up there anymore. So what can I do? Maybe I can get rid of one of them. If I get rid of one, that leaves me with... Well, no, I do still have an even number. It's just going to be that last bit's going to be strange. So if I do this, that does leave me with a perfect quad here, but that is... I don't like it. Do not. Do not, do not, do not. I mean, it can work. be really freaking awkward. Here. Let's see how many toes this guy got. Got 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we just so happen to have 1, 2, 3, and 4 there. And can make that work. So if we do an inset, and then turn off that, and scale these up. Wait a second. No, that is not how I wanted that to go. Okay, so I want individual origins. Still did not do it. Oh, shit, okay. I have to do these one by one. Is it? Whatever. Inset and inset. Now, that is not how I want that. There we go. Bring these forward. Scale them up. Not by that much. Bring that one that way. Bring that one that way. Bring these two forward more. This one that way. This one that way. Now. And I think I want the bottoms to flare out. Yeah. That'll do that. Then I can add 3 divides. And let's see here. this back out. It's gonna be awkward. Make so got that. Now I need to start bringing these up. Okay. Is that too? No, I need to bring this forward more. Okay. Blech. So then that, and then we'll just scale that. No. Hmm. So scaling's not really going to work too well, I don't think. But I do want to bring this out. And it's a little bit better, but not quite. So I want to grab faces. And maybe, no. Um, Okay, so I'm going to grab these ones as well. And they should be quite large. So here. Don't want to do that just yet. Go over here, then scale it up. Because if I go too far this way, it's just going to collapse into the clipping of the X modifier. Yeah, that's far better. Yeah, it looks better. Be shape-wise. For now. We do need to do something about this bit here. Okay, so I think a bit of this is currently not quite level with the ground. Let's fix that. Flatten that out. Yeah. We've got this. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, stretch. You know what? I think I can completely forgot I was supposed to put this into Telegram as well. Okay. Yeah. Do that. And yeah. So there we go. Got that up and running. Alright, so I can leave that alone for now. Let's get to the arms. Yeah, definitely want to fix that bit there. And do select, and we'll just hide all that. Okay. So we definitely want that to go there. Bring that up and out. Definitely need that. Hello, hello, Belstein. Welcome to my channel. I've been forever since I've done a stream. Glad you could make it. I'm surprised the Wi-Fi is holding up with the upload so well. Not a single dropped frame as far as what OBS is telling me. Let's see. What we're doing. So, out of all of that, wanted to... I don't think I want to twist the arm kind of sideways, but at the same time, kind of already is. Even at rest my own home. Yeah, it's not completely inwards, so I want to have this part be the flat. So bring that inward. Then that would mean that this part is the elbow. Bring that out a little bit further. If no, so we'll do actually, yeah, we'll do the downward like that. And then I will junction that. Nope, that's not how I want to do that. Then bring this out. because it's an elbow, it's fine to have triangles. Don't really care much otherwise. And bring that in, down. So now I can have that joint actually pop out. Just like that. Nice. Are you working on that that pig character guy you said was Lou? Okay. This one, no. Inward a bit more. Let's see. It's been a while since I've approached hands in 3D. It's going to be an awkward one. Let's see, what am I working with this loop here? I've got about, it's 2x2, isn't it? Yep, it's a 2x2 quad. Which means, let's scale that down flat on the z-axis here. And then we shall do a tiny extrusion. And then I will Control F grid fill that. Yep, just like I thought, 2x2, which is perfect because I can extrude that again. And do a loop cut out here. And base mode. Nice. I think I will take both of these and extrude that like so. And this will become the thumb. You don't need much other than just that. Then go to these faces. Inset GZ. Then yeah, that'll work. So now, how many actual fingers you got? Got standard fiver. Alright, which means I'm gonna need to split this up twice. Which gives me 2 additional loops on the legs. Yeah, I can work with that. Now, what I can do is I can take these, bring that inward, bring these inward. Turn it on. Straighten this out. Okay. We'll do this with face mode. Yeah, spiral seams can be the death of things. Yeah, no. You do not need that crap. You come say hi at least before you start trying to advertise crap. Let's see, we'll do that, then that, and this one, and then this one. Okay, so we have at least the starting semblance of figures. Go to wireframe, deselect this, box select all that, hide it. Okay. So now I should be able to just select each of these and then just extrude. It should be some lanky fingers, but that'll work just fine for now. So bring that up like so. So got that. However, most of these to be close enough to one another. Also, the pinky should be fairly small compared to the rest, but okay, so that's divided plenty. And it always looks hella weird. Multi-res. And I'm going to grab those. These two forward. these are the starting points of the hands. Let's do this here. Individual origins and scale. Actually, yeah, they should be a little bit smaller. And then what I can do is beef it up. Nope. That. Okay. This one should be a bit more subtle. Yeah, it's looking a bit more fingery. I should do the rest of this. So, Velas, when was the last time you actively did some 3D modeling? Because I remember you did some somewhat recently. Okay, now I can get these fixed. Nope. Let's do that. Looks like I have to do this the hard way. Ooh, got some liquid going on here. Nice. Edge slide. Yeah. Round it out quite a bit. And that does help round it out quite a bit. Okay. The pinky should be quite teeny tiny. Bring it this way. Here we go. Middle finger is pretty much straight down. Yeah. Just about. Then it's the index that actually flares just ever so slightly. Alright, so then I will need to do this. Then do another one of these. And shrinky dink. Another one of these. And then we'll shrinky dink that as well. Actually, so. No, no, so we want this bigger. Yeah. And then do the same thing for here. Put one here and make it huge. Put one here. Actually, no. We already have the one here. I will grow that one. But we do need it to come down more. Then grow it. Now we have to soften this. Oops. Don't want that there. Like that. Okay. Ouch. Way more. When was the last time you were actively doing 3D modeling? Because I remember you were doing it somewhat recently, but I forget when that was. Was it like last month? And if I go to face mode, I can then select those four and inset and bring them out. Control V smooth. Scale it. Got them big old wavering muscles. Multi-resolution just completely destroys it. This time worked on Gabumon. You were working on Gabumon? I thought you were working on that lion character. So now if I turn back on proportional editing, and grab these two, do a bit of this, grab those two, something, yes. Then don't really need to do much on the back side of the arm, but I do believe there's still a bit musculature here. And we'll select it from that one. Inset that. Then nope, turn off proportional editing for that. Just kind of lift. And we'll do this trick with the edges instead of the faces themselves. Then turn back on proportional editing. Okay, fine tune it. Beefed up a little bit. All right. Let's see. Then with the forearm, we have the muscle group that's right off of here. So if I was to do it, I would probably do these two, inset those, grab those few. Then proportional editing that specific one. Bring this, pull this up for the thumb. Looks a bit more natural that way. Smooth those out a bit. Alright, multi-resolution needs to just go away. It's not helping. It's got not too far out. And yeah, let's fix the armpit a bit. Yes, we have that. Hide the rest. Let's see how the pit connection point looks. Not too bad. Not too bad at all, actually. Let's just pull that down. Pull that down a lot, actually. Okay, so we've got far too rectangular arms for the moment. Let's stretch those out. That's looking much nicer. Then bring down the divot, the clavicle. We'll take that. Do 3 loop cut there. Grab these 3 and up. Grab that one, pull in. Let's see. Oof. That's right, I added a couple extra loop cuts down here, didn't I? It's gonna be a little bit awkward getting those to where I want them to be. Maybe. Could probably get away with doing some insets on the soles here, because this is where the toe pads are. I'm going to do individual insets each, except for these ones combined here. This one would be combined like so. Then proportional editing, turn off. Bring those down. Let's do shade smooth real quick, just to make things look a little bit nicer. Okay. Now, if I was to add the multi-resolution modifier back on, do simplified. That doesn't look half bad as far as a base mesh goes. Alright, back to toes. Do want these to be a bit better looking. Windblown? Is that a new title that recently came out? Geez, I gotta definitely move this over. Let's see, bring that one over as well. By the creator of Dead Cells. Ooh, okay. I still get to finish Dead Cells. I have a lot of games in my library I've hardly touched anymore. Okay, I think. Match. Match. Yeah. Then we'll do this, and this. Easy. Pull them down a little bit. Grab that one. Is it one of those ones that has like free to share type of licensing for like if your friend doesn't own it, they just download it and they can play it with a friend who does own it? Oh, sad face. So I have that there. Okay, so name GY, 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 and GY. Wait a second. With? Oh, right, because it's hitting the edge there, so I gotta turn clipping off. Derp. There we go. This one is just awkward looking. Actually, yeah, so we'll select the full entire loop. Just pop it up. Except for this one. This one needs a bit of order. There we go. Okay, so we have somewhat of a base mesh. We need a really long tail. So let's grab this part here. We'll just extrude the ever-loving shit out of it. Just like that. That is one thin freaking tail. Alright. Nope, not Y, G, X. Grab it this way. And this one will go here. We'll go there. Do this. And then this will shape the hips more. Yeah, I'm gonna have to really play with that. That also means this now needs another loop here for additional shaping of the tail and the butt. And yeah. Okay, so then turn off the clipping. Oh boy. Okay, so that's there. Bring that down like that. Okay. Then I can probably really actually just work with this. I want that to be the tip, like so. And this come down to be that, I guess. Yeah. Then we go into oh, right, okay. So because I turned clipping off initially, yeah, makes more sense. So then do this. Now I turn that on. Then this part has to go there. And I select this. This also should also be on there, but it needs to definitely be brought down lower. Holy crap. Okay. Turn on proportional editing. Oh, turn it off. Let's turn that back on. What? It just looks freaking weird. Multi-res off. Multi-res back on. And that fixed it. Nope. It did not fix it. What does it do? Okay, if I regularly subdivide it, it does subdivide smooth. Okay. If I use just simple, then it does the basic simple non-smooth subdivision, which also isn't exactly what I want to see. So let's just not have that altogether. And take this and we'll just shrink the shit out of that. Add like, I don't know, 10 subdivisions. That should be enough for a wibbly wobbly tail. And he's got the big beefy neck, so I gotta bring this part up. And we'll add a subdivision there. Because he's got a huge neck, he's going to have a big tip for the Adam's apple. I see now. I'm going to need another one to kind of help define the shape. And then, I'm not T. R. Yeah, it should work. Proportional editing, just kind of bring all that back in. Yeah. Yeah, okay, that seems to work just fine. And want this out forward a bit more. Mm. Okay. We have a shape. We have shape. I think once I've got the head made, this will be a decent test build for the starting point. Oh. Overall, not too bad for a Wi-Fi based stream. We'll definitely have to take a look over after the stream is over. I think once I've got the head on here, might hit the 3-hour mark and then I'll call it good for the night. Alright, so let's see here. Now, I don't exactly want to just create the head out of an extrusion from the neck, so I think what I'm going to do is start a whole new cube mesh. Proportional editing, don't need that shit. Actually, so G, Z, no. The heck? Did I? No, it's right there. I put it in the references for some reason. What the hell? Alright. Add this to about there. Yeah, I might. Okay, so now I need to see what kind of shape am I looking at here? We're looking at a pretty standard very rectangular, very alligator with thick chin. Yes. Okay. So we'll do this. Look at that side. And mirror. And it'll go about to there. Then chin and snout shall go. Yeah, that'll work. As far as the rest of it, I think there will be a good point. Then, oh, yeah, clip. Actually, you should do there and one there. Then do And wait, is that? Yes. Okay. So. Yep. So we got that. Then. The edge slide. Yes. Nope. C, not B. And pull that one. And oh shit. Alright, so we've got a couple sets of horns. I definitely want to make sure I have this here for the jowls, I think they're called. And another one here. And we'll bring that in along the X. And we'll do the one here. And shrink. And we'll drag that down. Drag that down. Right. So you've got that. And the ear will go here. So we go onto this face here. So I want to inset and turn off proportional editing. Okay. to bring that farther in, way farther down. The cut there. Bring that down. Okay, so that's probably a little too high up, potentially. Actually, not long enough, I should say. Yeah, that should. Do it for that one, and then I want to say somewhere around there was the horn from the brow here. Okay. Then I would then add another object for the horn. We don't need that movement. We do need to split the mouth open. Okay. Okay, so we got that. Up. Then okay. I want these to be at least a little close to each other. Then there. Now he's got somewhat of an interior of a mouth. Mm, mhm. The head just feels really weird. So let's fix that. I think it's just because the way the mouth is currently. Mm, also, Shade smooth. Ugh. God. So we definitely have something for the snout here. Protrusion from that one. Yeah. Clipping off. Clipping back on. Okay. Now I want to make sure I give him a nostril. And we shall pull this one down. Bring that up. Inset and extrude. Scale. Move it the fuck out the way. Move it downwards. That is quite not right where I wanted it. Grab that. Do this to pop it out. Here's what I want to do. punch that out. Then scale that in. Then take these two. Oh. G, Z, not X. Stupid fingers. Alright. That should be enough for a nostril. And then we'll pull that. Okay, so we definitely need to bring this up. Alright. Let's do this for the chin. Is that right? Is that how he has it? No. He's got one. You know what? I should also have there's the wrong key. And I'll do a horizontal split here. Bring this down. I'll turn this into image editor. We'll just take a look at this. There we go. We'll use this profile here. Alright, so he's got more of an underbite than an overbite. Or no, I got that backwards. No, he has an underbite. Overbite? Jesus Christ, I can't cut my fucking mind. Okay, he has an overbite. And then both. Okay, he's got both. I'm stupid. So he's got an overbite on the front part of the lip. He's got the underbite on the middle part. He's definitely got plates, so I definitely want to do this. then inset, and go to edge, and bring that up. And do the same for the rest, and then I can modify that central part. Yes. Okay. Then these can go down again. Okay, that'll go under. These just go up. Unless maybe if I bring this one down. Age. Yes, I do. That. Got that blend in the middle. I go straight up into here. So it needs to actually go up into the eyes. This is going to be a strange one. And then this will have to come out more to accentuate a spot for the horns. Okay. Okay, so we have the spot for the eyes to fit into there. I can just grab this And do that as well. Okay, so this is smaller. Then got that tip there. Then this up for the goatee. And then in the middle here, I think it was towards. Okay, so this one goes out. These two go down. Um, so this one comes out. As this one goes in. And then a similar case here. This one comes up. And then another one here. That one just kind of comes down a bit. So this has to go over here. That has to come in. It's one of the reasons I still hate wireframes so much. So hard to tell where you're clicking. Okay. Let's see. And yeah, so that one comes up and over like so. Then the rest of this goes in. And under. So what I need to do is I need to select all of this, bring it in. Okay, so we got that. Ugh. Oh, God. Okay, so we got the shape. We do definitely have to fix that, but I'll do that with probably separate objects. I have to keep remembering that I'm not doing fine details with just the base mesh. Base mesh is just for shape. Uh, then we have this here. And then we have space for horns to grow out, 2 of them specifically, so we need to select these faces, inset, no, actually, need that one to be spaced out properly first, so this one will grab, now I can inset it. Then grab that. And shrinky dink. Actually, we'll do the shrinky dink on individual. There we go. And that way. And that way. So now we've got that. And if I do this and that, shrink those in, bring it inwards. Yeah, there we go. Starting to get a shape that I can be happy with. But definitely not liking the brow here. That's gonna have to go there. There. Almost. Okay, so then the eyes get punched out through here. I think what I will want to do is maybe inset this a bit. Let's see. No, I don't want to inset it. I want to do something else with it. But I think it's gonna have to use a couple more loops to do it. Then inset from there, I think. Because I definitely want to still be able to have that side profile of the eye socket there. And methinks that is better. Yes, we got some semblance here. Let's start adding some base colors to this so I can actually see what the heck I'm looking at. There's some base materials. This one will just be red. Color pick red. Here we go. Grab it from there. Beach, I guess. This one will be pink. Brown. Brown. White. And yellow. Okay. Nah. Then I will also add that. We will assign that to white. Everything else seems to be red, which is fine. The underjaw. All the way to here. And almost. Is that everything? I believe it is. That shall be peach. And we've got this. This will also be peach. And then just, make this front patch here be brown. Raise cookie. That'll be a good start. Alright. Nope. Looks like I've left a couple out. There we go. Then need to add a handful of actually I started the ear way too early. So we shall get rid of that. Just fill that back in. So the ear should actually start right here. Then we inset. Wait, did I? I did select the wrong one. That one. Then extrude the fuck out of it. Okay. Should do it. Yeah. There's a decent start to the ear. And then for simplicity's sake, we'll just inset that. Bring that inwards. Yeah. Get rid of that one. Then go back to material view. Nope. Oh, this one. Yeah. Alright, what do we got now? Stare. Don't you stare at me, I'll stare back at you. I mean, the horns look pretty fine as is. I mean, honestly, you can have the horns any design you like. There's no real wrong way to do a horn because it's a bone growth, and if you take a look at like ram horns and any creature that grows horns on its head, they're not exactly always identical or quote unquote proper. So they just grow wherever which way they please. So you can get away with pretty much any design you like. Okay, so based on this head is very smooshed. I need to... Yeah, this is definitely a very smooshed head. Smooshy face. So I think if I select a bunch of things, go to wireframe and just grab all of that. Let's see what happens if I just... Okay, I think I need to like hide the bottom jaw here so I don't pull that out too far. Okay, I think that's all of that selected, minus the inside here. Okay, is that all of the inside? Nope, there's that little bit right here. I don't think I need to grab this particularly because that's part of the top. So if I hide that, and then, yeah, so if I grab all this stuff then, yeah, so that should help. Actually, no, hang on. So I want to actually keep the bottom part, the inside of the mouth there. Turn off proportional editing. So we'll do this. I think that should be enough for that there. Then and no, that's a bit too much. Oh, I know. So then I do this. Unselect those. Okay, so that's far less thin. It's got an okay amount of thickness to it. The jaw needs to come down a bit more. I think maybe this can go a bit more downwards. Then that can go down there. Yeah. Then bring that downwards like so. And then pull this. And bring this inwards, that out more. He's gonna need some cheekbone, which means I need to add a loop cut there. Bring that forward. Okay. Okay. I think I've got that set where I want it. I think I need to make 2 small lumps here. So what I can do is I can just take these. Duplicate that shit. Shrink. R90. The Z. Just bring them over here. R90 along the X, maybe? No? Okay. let's just do standard rotation. Okay. So we got that. And then we just gotta scale it. Along the median point. Now, just do yeah. It looks about right. And then duplicate again. Slap that one in there. Now he's got a couple little horns on his cheek. Then duplicate again. Okay, so I think these gotta be quite a bit bigger. So then okay, so we have that. I think I'm gonna add the larger horn and then call it good, at least for this bit, because we don't really need to do much for the eyes other than just slap a sphere in there. But that should be it for the base mesh, or at least keeping the shape close enough for when we get to actually doing the high resolution model. I always treat the base mesh like the practice mode. Let's see. Deselecting it. Add a cycle. Scale it. Okay, hang on. And turn the mirror clipping off. While I rescale that. R90X. We have quite the shape to work with here. So it's roughly gonna go about here. R45. And then drag it a couple more that way. And just for the sake of doing this, grab that. And yeah. Then extrude. And then I think it was Control F, grid fill. Yeah, that'll work for now. Then we do was it inset? No, because inset won't do what I want it to do. So we do extrude, scale, and extrude in, then scale, then extrude out, and then scale larger. Eh, yeah, you need to be set to white. And then brought down to like here-ish. And about there seems good. Yeah. So now what I can do is I can take this, that, and punch it up a little bit. There we go. Okay. Actually, no, I'm probably going to end up doing this with like an array modifier or something later. But let's just get this. Alright, so we select all of this and hide it. And select all that and hide it. Yeah. Okay. Turn that part on. Okay, so let's see. I need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 segments. 1, 2, 3, 4. Five. Six. Then merge. Okay, so now I have to bend these. Okay. There we go. Mm. Then F3 shade smooth. It's interesting that the shade smooth would be awful like that, but whatever. Alright, and then there's the hair afterwards that would fill out the back there. And let's give him all of the materials. Material needs to go white. We'll turn that to white. There's pink. There's red. And there's yellow. We'll bring red to the top. Sign everything red. Then just do a face select here. And we'll just turn that peach. And then we'll go to the underside. Yep. Also assign as peach. And that will be almost good enough. Select his toes. I'll do it like this. And assign white. Okay, so we have the basics for the model's base mesh, for the shape at least. And then we can start doing the secondary mesh on top of this, which I'll start doing like sculpting and like actual data details and the important stuff. Because now I can use this to fit the body to it to some degree. Proportions are going to feel weird, but you know, that's not too far off from what we have off this. I would say close enough. Then grab this. If I really needed to, drag that down, because he practically has no fucking neck. Ah, yeah. No, we gotta give him some neck. About there. And then when we do this for real, that neck will merge right about there. This will be covered in hair. let's see that like, yeah, then. Machine model, that. This. This. Wait, did I turn clipping off on that again? I did. And then go to face select. Turn that to beach. And I mean, there we go. We have a bulked up red dragon in its most basic form. So then my next stream, I will do this with, like I was saying, I will start doing sculpting and get more into the nitty gritty of the details. Wrap it around this. Yeah, not bad for a first go at it. Well, we'll see when I start doing the next one.